In the previous lesson, we learned how we can create solid objects. In this lesson, we will learn all the necessary tools for editing those solid objects. We can find those tools in the Solid Tools toolbar. In my case, this toolbar is placed in the top section of the window. If this toolbar is not displayed on your computer, you need to expand the View menu and select the Toolbars option. From the toolbar window that appears, you have to select the Solid Tools library and click Close. In this example, two solid objects have been created, a box and a cylinder. Before I show you the editing tools, I will move the center of the cylinder's top surface to the midpoint of the box's upper right edge. To do that, I will select the cylinder first, and then I will activate the Move tool. I will set the base point on the center of the cylinder's top surface, and then I will click on the midpoint of the box's upper right edge to define the destination point. I will press Escape to deactivate the command and the space bar to activate the Select tool. I will start with the Intersect tool, which keeps the common parts of two solid objects. I will click on the intersection icon from the toolbar. The message, Select First Solid, appears in the status bar. So, I will click on the first solid object and then on the second one. Notice that a solid object was created from the common parts of the two solids. I will press the Ctrl and Z keys to undo the command and restore the two solid objects. The next tool is Union. The Union tool is used to combine two or more solid objects. The result is one solid object. I will click on the Union icon to activate it. Then, I will select each solid object one by one and press Enter. Notice that now there is one solid object, and you can also see that in the Entity Info tab of the default tray window. I will press the Ctrl and Z keys to undo the command and restore the two solid objects again. The next tool is Subtract, and it subtracts the volume of one solid object from another. I will activate the tool by clicking on the Subtract icon. Firstly, I have to select the solid whose volume will be removed. So, in this example, I will select the cylinder. Then, I will select the object from which the volume of the cylinder will be removed, which is the box. I will press the Ctrl and Z keys to undo the command and restore the two solid objects and show you the next tool, which is Trim. The Trim tool cuts two solid objects where they intersect. I will activate the Trim tool. Then, I will select the two solid objects, and you will notice that they are cut, removing their common part. Note that the second selected object is the one that will be cut. I will press the Ctrl and Z keys to undo the command and restore the two solid objects one final time to show you the last tool, which is Split. The Split tool is similar to the Trim tool, except that instead of removing the common part, it becomes another solid. I will activate the Split tool, and then I will select the two solid objects. As expected, three solid objects were created. In conclusion, should mention that there is also the Outer Shell tool, which works just like the Union tool, except that it removes all interior entities.